and death. None of these great things that I want to hear. And, I'm not expecting things to be all sunshine and rainbows all the time. There's duality in life. And that duality is beautiful because when we're on the valley, that slingshots us. It propels us to the peaks as well. So we do need both. However, this came the night after I posted my first episode, and I was feeling very vulnerable. But I put myself out there for the first time in a very long time, and then to have this dream, and then to be reading, oh gosh, they're enemies, and they're sending bad juju your way. That was really disheartening. However, when I sat with this and really tuned into my own instinct and intuition on this, I don't think it had to do with enemies at all. I don't think it had to do with black magic at all. I think that this was a way to grab my attention because it felt related to a previous dream that I had just a couple months ago, where it was a giant spider that bit the bottom of my foot. And it was painful then too. And I had a similar reaction also in the dream. I don't think that I quite utilized that information in my waking life the way that I needed to. And so this was a way of grabbing my attention to really shake me by the shoulders and say, hey, there's a big transformation that you are about to go through. And this is maybe the universe yelling at me. Maybe it's angels or my spirit guides. Or someone is trying to get my attention. Something is trying to get my attention. And I don't know if this transformation has to do with the Saturn return, although it is my Saturn return year, so I'm sure it has something to do with it. But I guess I am still very resistant to certain changes, and I really need to sit with what I'm still resistant to, because I can feel the resistance, but I have my blind spots. I think we all have our blind spots, and so I'm still not sure what I'm holding so tightly onto, because I am emerging. I feel like I'm emerging, but perhaps it's not fast enough, or perhaps it's not in all the areas that I need to be emerging in. Anyway, I don't want to go on and on about me in my dream, but it did feel pretty poignant, especially during Lionsgate, to be having a dream like that, and it did feel prophetic. So, I don't know. What about you? Have you had any dreams that have really stuck with you lately, or anything that feels really like it's delivering an important message? And again, I'm sorry I don't have the phone lines open. I will, I promise. So stick around when I do finally have that open, and you can call in. In the meantime, you can write in the comments here on Blog Talk Radio, or on iTunes, or wherever else this ends up. Whatever you're feeling called to share, I'd be really interested. Dreams are such a cool space to play in, and I have so many questions about how this works. But for example, maybe someone out there has this answer for me, because it's something that I have been thinking about lately. But when we are sleeping, are we in the astral plane doing work? Maybe work that is preparing us for what we need to do in our waking life? Or do we have the choice of going between different realms or different dimensions when we're asleep? I really want to learn more about how this works. And so anyone out there, if you have any more information on this, I would really love to hear from you. If you can reach out to me, that would be really interesting. So let's start to wind down here. The things that I'm into right now. So this last week I got a wax melter, but instead of melting waxes, I've just been putting essential oils in there. And I have to say, I love using this way more than using a traditional diffuser, like the water diffuser. I feel like the heat brings out a different tone in the scent. It expands it, and I feel like it diffuses the scent much further. So that is one of my joys that I'm really, really loving right now. And in terms of the oils that I'm using, I just started using an oil from a new company called, the company is not new, it's new for me, Art of the Root. And I used this oil called Life of Luxury, which is supposed to be an oil that helps support business ventures and business growth, which is important in our household because we are business owners. And so with new contracts that we're always doing, this is something that we feel called to having in our house. And it smells really good. And then the other thing that I've been really into that started this last week is using a foot pumice in the shower. I just got one of those cheap ones. Actually, it came in a pack of 6, I think. And I just felt called to do this not only because, the past year and a half, 2 years, having pedicures hasn't really been on my to-do list, high on my to-do list as a new mom and with things being closed down and everything. So of course I wanted to do something to beautify my feet. But on top of that, I also was thinking in terms of Chinese reflexology and how all or most of our energy meridians are supposed to be running through our feet, which is why pressing or massaging different points on our feet are supposed to help us to heal the energy or move the energy in different parts of our body. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Chinese reflexology. It's something I'm kind of starting to explore right now. But just intuitively, I felt like using this pumice on the bottom of my feet can only help the health of my whole body. And so it has the dual action of health and beauty. So that's something that I've been really into lately. Maybe I'm pretty slow on the uptake. Maybe other people have been doing this for a while and I just didn't realize. But that's something that I just started to do within the last week. So that about rounds out the show. As we grow here, again, I hope to open the phone lines to callers, so please stick around for that. And expect me back here again next Tuesday. I hope you have a really great week, and take care. Mwah.